Welcome to the second male lead syndrome support group, where we gather to grieve the fictional heartbreaks that hit way too close to home. Let's meet the top second male leads who truly deserved better, and who, let's be honest, still live in our heads rent-free. First, let's start with Han Ji-pyong from Startup. Played by the ever-charismatic Kim Seon-ho, Ji-pyong wasn't just a second lead, he was the emotional foundation of the whole drama. Startup is set in a fictional Korean Silicon Valley and follows Seo Dal-mi, a bright and determined young woman chasing her dreams and searching for the pen pal who once gave her hope. What she doesn't know is that those heartfelt letters were actually written by a young Ji-pyong, then a lonely orphan quietly taken in by her grandmother. Years later, he's a successful, sharp-tongued venture capitalist. But beneath the tailored suits and biting remarks is a man who still feels deeply connected to the only family that ever showed him love. His silent protectiveness over Dal-mi, the internal tug-of-war between confession and restraint, and the way he always chose her happiness over his own had viewers falling hard and crying harder. Now, let's talk about one of the OGs of second lead heartbreak, Choi Young-do from The Heirs. In a drama already overflowing with angst and privilege, Kim Woo-bin made Young-do unforgettable. Set in an elite high school for the ultra-rich, The Heirs dives deep into family drama, power struggles, and tangled teen love stories. Young-do enters the scene as your classic K-drama bad boy, rich, rude, and emotionally constipated. But peel back the layers, and you'll find someone scarred by abandonment and aching for connection, someone who uses cruelty as armor. His slow-burning affection for Cha Eun-sang doesn't just change him, it reveals him. He starts to protect instead of provoke, to feel instead of fight. Fans loved him not because he was perfect, but because he was real, messy, vulnerable, and trying his best. His heartbreak felt personal, like watching someone grow up just in time to lose what they wanted most. And then there's Gong Tae-kwang from Who Are You? School 2015, the wild card with a heart of gold, brought to life by Yuk Sung-jae. At first glance, Tae-kwang is just the class clown, loud, impulsive, constantly getting into trouble. But under that chaos is a boy nursing some serious emotional wounds. When Eunbi, a victim of bullying, assumes her twin sister's identity after a traumatic incident, Tae-kwang is the only one who sees her for who she really is. No questions asked. While others struggle to tell the girls apart, he just knows. He doesn't need answers to offer loyalty. Despite being branded a troublemaker, he becomes her fiercest protector and softest landing. Fans adored his humor, his honesty, and the way he made Eunbi feel seen, like truly seen, in a world that kept trying to erase her. Next up, Seo Kang-jun's portrayal of Baek In-ho in Cheese in the Trap gave us a second male lead who was raw, real, and full of quiet pain. Cheese in the Trap dives into the complicated power dynamics of relationships, focusing on Hong Seol, a hard-working college student who's drawn into the mysterious world of Yoo Jung. While Jung's intentions are clouded, Baek In-ho enters Seol's life like a storm. Loud, confrontational, but ultimately protective. A former piano prodigy whose dreams were shattered by betrayal and injury, Baek In-ho is a man haunted by bitterness. But with Seol, we see a side of him that's vulnerable and longing for healing. Fans loved his raw authenticity, his loyalty, and the way he quietly fought for the chance to be by her side. Now let's talk about the OG second lead, Yoon Ji-hoo from Boys Over Flowers. Played by Kim Hyun-jung, Yoon Ji-hoo wasn't just a second lead, he defined second lead syndrome for an entire generation. Amid the chaos and emotional immaturity of Gu Junpyo, Ji-hoo was the calm, grounded presence that Jeondae needed. He was a soft-spoken violinist, always patient and dependable, seeing her strength even when she couldn't. His love was selfless, expressed more in actions than words. And when the time came, he stepped aside with that quiet, bittersweet smile. The one that made us all think, why can't she just choose him? Fans connected with him because he represented the pure, quiet love that we all wish for. And his heartbreak? That was our heartbreak too. Moving on to Kim Shin-hyuk in She Was Pretty, played by the effortlessly charming Choi Si-won. Shin-hyuk was the perfect blend of quirky, spontaneous, and downright lovable. In She Was Pretty, the story follows Kim Hae-jin, a once beautiful girl who feels like she's lost her charm after a series of life changes. She ends up working under her childhood crush, now a cold, distant editor-in-chief. But it's Shin-hyuk who sees her for who she truly is from the start. He's there for her, always ready with a smile, a laugh, or a spontaneous gesture to lift her spirits. Shin Hyuk's love wasn't about winning her over, it was about lifting her up, reminding her of her worth. But in true second lead fashion, he steps aside with a smile, hiding his pain behind jokes, and leaving us all with broken hearts. In a drama full of love, nostalgia, and neighborhood hijinks, Ryu Jun-yeol's Ju-eung-kwan from Reply 1988 stands out as the quietly devoted boy next door who broke a nation's heart. Reply 1988 is a coming-of-age story set in a close-knit 1980s neighborhood, following 5 families and a group of friends navigating life, love, and growing up. Ju-eung-kwan is the stoic, sarcastic one, never saying too much, but always feeling deeply. His crush on Deok-soon unfolds slowly, tenderly, through side glances, awkward silences, and selfless acts. He's always there. Never flashy, never demanding, just present. Fans were drawn to his depth, his restraint, and the aching realism of his love. And when he let her go without ever really confessing, choosing friendship and timing over desire, it felt too real, too close, too much like the love stories we carry in silence. Now, this list wouldn't be complete without an honorable mention of Han Seo-jun from True Beauty, a character who redefined second male lead syndrome for an entire generation of new K-drama fans. True Beauty follows Lim Ju-kyung, a girl who becomes a makeup whiz to hide her insecurities, navigating life between her barefaced truth and her glam facade. While she falls for the reserved and equally scarred Soo-ho, it's Seo-jun, played by the undeniably magnetic Hwang In-yeop, who steps into her life like a thunderstorm and stays like a steady rain. On the surface, he's the rebel. But as the episodes unfold, we see a deeply loyal, emotionally intelligent man healing from his own past. His affection for Ju-kyung grows not out of convenience, but through small moments, walking her home, making her laugh, shielding her from rumors, and silently cheering her on even when she doesn't notice. For countless viewers, especially younger fans diving into K-dramas for the first time, he taught them the bittersweet ache of second lead syndrome. Next, let's talk about Han Woo-tak from While You Were Sleeping, played by the ever-charming Young Hae-in. This drama follows 3 people who can see the future through their dreams: reporter Nam Hong-ju, prosecutor Jung Jae-chan, and police officer Han Woo-tak. Together, they try to prevent tragic events from happening, one dream at a time. Woo-tak is introduced as the sweet, reliable cop who becomes an essential part of their dream team, quite literally. As the story unfolds, we see him quietly fall for Hong-ju, never once making it awkward or selfish. Instead, he supports her blossoming romance with Jae-chan and remains a loyal friend to both. While this drama may not have served up the kind of devastating heartbreak other second leads go through, Woo-tak still left viewers torn. Because how could you not root for someone so kind, courageous, and emotionally mature? Fans couldn't help but wonder what might have been if Hong-ju had fallen for the soft-spoken cop with the gentle smile instead. And let's not forget about Gu Dong-mai from Mr. Sunshine, played by Yoo Yeon-seok. Set during a turbulent time in Korean history, Mr. Sunshine follows a noblewoman, Go Ae-shin, and the 3 men whose lives are deeply intertwined with hers. Among them is Gu Dong-mai, the son of a butcher, a class so low he grew up invisible and unloved, shaping him into someone who had to fight to survive. As an adult, he becomes a feared samurai aligned with the Japanese, but behind his intimidating presence is a man who never let go of the one person who once showed him kindness, Ai-shin. His love isn't loud or polished. He doesn't make grand romantic declarations. Instead, he protects her from the sidelines, shows up when it matters, and chooses her well-being over his pride. Every single time. Viewers were drawn to Dong-mai because, despite his rough edges, his loyalty and feelings were real and consistent. He may not have been the lead, but to many fans, he felt like the most sincere character in the story. Someone who loved quietly but deeply. Last on our list is Seo-yul from Alchemy of Souls, played with quiet intensity by Hwang Min-hyun, the definition of the calm, composed second lead who lives in everyone's heart rent-free. Alchemy of Souls is a fantasy romance drama set in a mystical world where magic, soul-shifting, and political power struggles collide. Amid all the chaos, Seo-yul stands out, a noble mage of impeccable talent, sharp instincts, and a quiet sense of loyalty that makes him endlessly admirable. What really drew fans in was his backstory. He fell in love with Naksu before her soul was shifted into another body, and even after everything changed, his feelings never did. He recognized her in her new form, stayed by her side, and protected her without ever demanding anything in return. While Jong-uk had the central love story, Seo-yul quietly stole scenes with his longing looks, his moral strength, and the heartbreaking way he chose her happiness over his own. They've stolen scenes, broken hearts, and defined second lead syndrome. But do they make the cut as one of the top 36 most talented K-drama actors? Tap play to find out who truly stands out.